Hi and welcome to Design Style. Today we'll be focusing on home decor accessories. You know those little items that add interest to a room or serve as a conversation piece? If you want to know more, stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Today we are going to focus on home decor accessories, and our first visit is to one of St. Lucia's fine artists. I'm here with Dr. Christopher Cox, who is a renowned artist here in St. Lucia. Hi Christopher, how are you?
I'm doing well, how are you?
I'm fine. Well Christopher, for this episode we're focusing on accessories for the home, and painting, that's one of them. The first question I have for you is, how long have you been painting?
Well, I started drawing, literally drawing, with crayons and stuff from the time I was small. I always loved it. I remember in Anglican school where I grew up, and all my colleagues would remind me, even up to now, how I used to draw the diagrams for the teachers, and all the girls used to tell me I used to draw the things for them and so on, And that was back in, that's when I was young. And then I guess when I went through St. Mary's College, took it a bit more seriously, and I was tutored by Luigi Santoma.
Oh, okay.
Right, so we formed the first St. Mary's art troupe back in those days.
Right.
And even through to A-level, and then when I went to A-level college, I really started to look more closely at the wildlife and environment and stuff.
Yes.
And I started painting birds and animals, wolves and those kind of things. And of course, it inspired me to start looking at my career prospects.
Yes.
I started, looking for a job after that, and I got employed with the forestry department. But it was basically because I started to paint wildlife, St. Lucian wildlife. So, and that would have been from 1984, 85.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
Yes. Now, where do you work now?
I work with the Caribbean Environmental Health Institute. It's an environmental agency of CARICOM, and we are based up on the Mourne.
Now the reason why I asked that question is because I noticed, like you just said a while ago, a lot of your artwork reflects nature, a lot of flora, fauna. So I guess it's right to assume that your work really does have some sort of influence over your paintings and what you paint.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I spent most of my career with the forestry department, and then with the Ministry of Agriculture here. Right. And of course, I was, doing surveying work for some time, and spent a lot of time in the bush, and in places so remote, you have to take hours to get to and so on. But you being in there and having the kind of artist eye, you really see the micro detail. You see things that I guess other people don't see. Right. And those kind of images get burnt in your mind, and you want to capture them on canvas, and that's what excites me. And
I think that's what makes your paintings also very special. Yeah. It really does, because I mean, I've seen some of your paintings, and I've asked, but Chris, where is this? I mean, I've never seen this before. Do these animals actually exist in St. Lucia? Do they live here?
That's right.
So it's also, it also teaches.
Definitely.
Your paintings are also very informative, and I think that's important. Yeah. Well, we're going to have a look at some of the paintings now, and then you'll explain just a little bit of, what one or two of them are all about.
Sure, no problem.
Okay.
Great.
Well, Chris, this is one of the very many paintings you have here that caught my eye for a number of reasons. Brilliance of color, quite lively, and of course, little duck that you have on the water. I mean, is this a local scene?
Well, it's kind of inspired by local scenes. So it's not like I stood somewhere and I said, okay, let me paint that. Yeah. I hardly ever paint actually directly from photographs. Right. So what I do, I use a composite of various imagery I might get and so on, and what I remember, and sketches and so on I do in the field. But this is really a scene of a typical mangrove. This is a red mangrove forest. Right, yes. And what you see here is a bird called the common gallinule, or as they call it in local terms, pool glow.
Pool glow, okay.
Right. Now if you drive over the bridge at Ancillary, and you look down in the water, you see usually about two or three of them swimming in the water there. So they're definitely a local bird, yeah.
Interesting. And over here now, you have some other beautiful paintings. Again, color. I mean, these paintings would brighten up any home. Now, I notice you have a tendency to lean towards the hummingbirds. Is there any reason for that?
The hummingbirds, I actually get asked to do hummingbird paintings quite a lot from clients. The hummingbirds are sort of the endearing kind of animal, typical tropical type bird, and of course combining with the flowers. Yes. So I've done a range of those things over the years.
Now tell us a little about this one. Again, well, we don't have any bird or flower, so this is a little different.
You really need to see like the full-size painting. And this is a scene from when I first started working with the forestry department. I was a tour guide. Okay. All right, so I used to take tourists into the rainforest like twice or three times a week, along the same trail every other day, saying the same things over and over again. I mean, it was interesting meeting people and so on. I love that. Yeah. But there was a scene along the track that when you looked up, there was all these tree ferns, the gigantic tree ferns, right? And it just formed like a canopy, like a cathedral almost. Wow. And that was so stunning. And I said, I got to paint that one day. And then I painted it. And this has been a signature piece. A lot of people, have made good comments on it. Generally, if somebody wants a piece of art, they're concerned about a couple of things. The number one thing is what it's going to look like. Number two is what's the price. Okay, so I always work towards, meeting the budget and meeting the client's needs.
So on average, how much time do you take to paint?
The $1,000,000 question.
Yes.
Frequently asked question. I must put it on my website. Okay, it varies. Now, something like that is quite small.
Yeah.
It wouldn't take very long. Maybe take me about half an hour
Wow.
to do something like that.
That's no time. That's no time.
Right. Do something like this, right? But then the larger pieces, it could take me days, and it would be, say, working maybe 3, 4, 5 hours a day.
Now, Sammy, I'm going to ask you another question. I don't know if you'll be able to answer it. But throughout your career, which animal you think is your signature, so to speak? Which one have you painted the most of? Which one have you been asked to do the most?
Definitely the St. Lucia parrot. I don't even know how many St. Lucia parrot paintings I've done. I have a collection of them on my website, chriscoxoriginals.com. But I've painted many more than that. Yeah, it's the signature, it's the pride of St. Lucia, right?
It is, yes.
Unfortunately, we don't see. It would be nice if you had St. Lucia parrot imagery in more prominent places,
So Chris, for those of us who don't really want to buy a painting, but we still want to have something of Christopher Cox Originals, because I mean your work really is outstanding. What else? Are there other items that you do apart from the acrylic painting?
Actually, we have a range of things. These are small merchandise items that you can find in some of the souvenir shops here, some of the hotels as well. So these are postcards, 3 to a pack, and then we have the small souvenir prints. And these could be framed, like for example, you could put these in a kitchen, a series of 3. So you can see, this one is our...
The bananas, that's bananas and the 2 birds, yeah?
Banana quid, that's the local name for it, a banana quid, or they call them siquier.
Siquier, okay.
Right, with the bananas, right?
Yeah, that's nice.
And then of course, we have the Lesser Antillean bullfinch, which they call in St. Lucia penwe, like the male and the female bird. And they come and eat your mangoes in your kitchen, right? You've seen that, so prints as well. I also have what we call limited edition prints, and these ones are actually printed on high quality archival watercolor paper, and I sign them individually, and they number them, so they're part of a series. And those ones, these ones you frame properly up with the mat board and so on. So these are artist prints. They cost a bit more than these ones, but these are available as well. And then of course, I've branched off recently into doing small items. So
very nice.
Things like bookmarks are pretty popular.
Yeah, beautiful.
So again, a little bit of an education. This is our St. Lucia Oriole, which lives only here in St. Lucia. A little bit of information on the bird in the back. I've done several designs in those as well. So you got the coffee mugs. Interesting concept, the ruler, which shows now hummingbirds of the Caribbean. So here, for example, these 3 hummingbirds here, these are hummingbirds that are found in St. Lucia. This is one found in Dominica and Martinique, Grenada, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, Haiti and the Dominican Republic, Bahamas, and Jamaica.
That's good for the kids because they get a lesson in.
You get a lesson. Definitely. Exactly. And then on the back it says Caribbean hummingbirds, St. Lucia. Okay,
very nice, very nice.
And I have a line of T-shirts as well.
Wow.
The T-shirts, some of them, they have more of the, what do you call it, primal designs, more realistic portrayal of the animals. And then I have another one which we call, another series called Wacky Animals, which is just like the outline kind of drawings, fun designs, usually goes on kids' clothing. Right.
Well, Chris, it sounds like you have a lot going on.
Yes.
Well, I'd like to thank you. Again, it was very educational. Love the colors, love your painting. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
Keep on teaching solutions, because it's always good to know about our flora and fauna.
Definitely.
When we get back, we will look at some innovative accessories using the calabash. Welcome back. Well, as you know, in this episode, we're focusing on beautiful accessories for the home, and of course, we're going to meet many beautiful artists. One of them I'm standing next to. Her name is Odette of Odette Art. Hi Odette, how are you?
I'm great, I'm great.
Now Odette is an artist extraordinaire because as far as I'm concerned, not only does she do acrylic paintings, but she works wonders with the calabash, and this is what we're going to see in just a minute. But first of all, Odette, tell me, how did you get involved in the field of painting?
Well, it's just a way of expressing yourself. It is working with colors, and and you know, and then it's also a business.
Now,
it's a livelihood.
Thing that I've noticed, which I'm really interested in, and I'm sure the viewers would also be interested in, is your work with the calabash. Now, we have some beautiful pieces here, which I think are quite extraordinary. And you're one of the very few people, actually, probably the only one that I've come across, who has done such beautiful work with the calabash. I mean, when you first approached me and I saw this, I couldn't believe this was actually calabash. Yeah?
It's still doing it to me. I do it and it's still doing it to me.
So tell us, how did you become interested in working with calabash? Because like I said, it's very unusual.
Well, okay, really you find that I didn't have to get any new equipment. All what I needed to work with it, I already had. So it was just sort of maybe a little, you know, taking a little time away from the canvas painting. And it was after the hurricane, and I wanted to clear my head of everything. There was devastation, and I didn't want to think of money. I didn't want to think of anything. I didn't want to see collectors or anything. I figured, you know, there's a time. I just wanted to, so I just walked around, and then, you know, and like some people say, it spoke to me. And it's spoke. No, honestly, I'll tell you honestly, I worked with the coconut for a while, and it was stressing me. So this just relaxes me, and that's the whole thing. It really, it relaxes me, it soothes me working with it. It's like it's another world, and then it's making, it's a business now. So you find that, you know, I have not really removed that relaxation that it has given me from the offset.
So
I made a bag. Absolutely. I mean, it's my life now. I told you I married it.
You married it. I love that. So let's look at some of the pieces that you have. Actually, I love this. This is like bowls, right?
Yep.
Now, you painted the interiors. So tell us, how do you go from the raw calabash to something like this? Because this is absolutely astounding. And of course, as I can see, it's waterproof, so you can actually
that's right, and wash it and it will be the same color.
Okay.
It will not fade in the sun. It does not smear. If it gets wet, you can put liquid or solid in there, and it's fantastic.
And it lasts.
It lasts. It will. You see, the thing about the calabash and the acrylic, it's something that will cure with time. It will not fade like a print or anything. It will cure with time. So it's an item that, you know, you will have, and you know, you wouldn't throw it, you might trade it, you might give it, but it develops its own character. The more time, the older it gets, the better. You know, that is the nature of the acrylic, and the inside of the calabash is an item that will just appreciate with time. Because you see, it's really the calabash that makes the product. You're really buying the calabash, you know, and I mean, it amazes me, the qualities of it. So it already has done all the work. I'm just dressing it and making sure it is beauty.
Yes, like this one is beautiful.
You know,
the one that we decided to put the mango in.
Yeah, it's a mango.
Mango. This is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah,
now,
and
we also have another one here. As you can see, the floating qualities of the calabash.
Right.
It floats nicely. The inside is totally waterproof. No water in there. And of course, I love this because you can put a candle in there, a lovely
candle, that's right.
Or a lovely candle in there and it would float.
Right, or you can put a dip. You can many things in there, you know.
Well, Odette, tell us a little about these. Now, as I can see, these are not like your regular round, smooth calabash.
Right.
These are also calabash.
Right.
So how do these get their unique shapes? Tell us a little about
you pick it before it's too hard. You really have to know. And then as it dries, it starts shrinking a little bit and then curling, where you have to shape it while it is drying. And once it's dried and it's hard, it keeps the shape. So these have a lot more work involved.
Right. And so that's how we got these unusual shapes over here.
Yes, you have to be shaping them while they're drying. And it takes a lot of energy from you, because you just have to be, you know, with it all the time. And you know, of course, if you lapse and you get the wrong shape, it wouldn't sit properly, it wouldn't do this, you know. So you have to be very much with it. But of course, it's fun because, you know,
because you can shape it whichever way you want, and it also makes it more interesting. I love
these are more expensive because they take more time to do. A lot more work to do.
And this one, this could be a lovely little candle holder.
Yeah.
You know, nicely votive candle.
That's the smallest. That's the smallest one I've done so far.
And what I love about it is that it adds color. It can add color to your
That's
table
right. That's right.
In a very interesting way.
That's right.
It can also be a conversation piece. Imagine you have
that's
guests
right.
like, what is this? Oh
that's
my God,
right.
this is interesting. And then you can go and
You
start
go
talking
into
about it.
that's
You go
right.
into it. So you can
You
also
see,
serve as a conversation piece.
you know,
Yeah,
that's the decorative part where you know they'll just swing around in the wind.
oh,
You
like
know,
wind chimes.
you know, it's decorative, but it's also functional.
Yes.
And that's the whole thing about it. And it's not easily breakable. I showed you a while ago how they do fall, and they don't break so easily.
Yes, they are very hardy, definitely. Well, Odette, in addition to the calabash work that you do, I know you also do paintings on canvas. And of course, we have 3 beautiful paintings here. So tell me a little about each one.
Well, of course, as you can see, I specialize in a lot of land, water, and struck buildings. This is architectural features from Jade.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Jade Mountain. I took it from their photo CD. So, and then the old mill on the way to Intrazel. You know, just simple, basic things that just make you relax, and coconut palm trees and things that we sometimes we think we outgrow, but it's in us. And I climbed the Pitos Easter Monday of this year.
That's good.
So I felt it. It took its toll, but he said, "You're not going to get me for free. You make a lot of money on me already." So I love painting the Pitos, not because it is popular, but it really has a nice power in it.
Spoken like a true artist.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much again, giving us a little insight into what you do. Love your paintings, but I have to be honest with you, I love especially your calabash. It's an unusual piece of art.
Yes.
Working with the calabash,
Yes.
beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you, because I love it. I love it.
When we return, we will visit one of St. Lucia's sculptors who is receiving international acclaim. I'm here with Mr. Vincent Udovic and his son Jalen of Udovic's Art Studio on the Mall. Now, as you can see, we have some beautiful sculptures behind us, and these guys are the ones responsible for it. Hi guys, how are you?
Hello, Joanne, how are you doing?
I'm fine. So Mr. Udovic, we'll start with you first.
Yes.
First of all, tell us, how did Udovic's Art Studio come about?
Well, of course, around 41 years ago, we started Trezel Handicraft Center.
Right, yes.
I was the one who actually started this place, and I worked there for a few years, and then I was given a scholarship.
Oh, good, yeah.
By United Nations scholarship.
Yeah.
And I was privileged. I went to Nigeria.
Wow, nice.
And when I returned, then I decided, well, I was going to look for somewhere closer to town,
right,
where I can really reach the visitors, tourists.
Yes.
And so you see, around 57 years ago, we came in here.
Now, I see you have your son Jalim who has joined you.
Yes.
So Jalim, tell me, how long have you been doing it? I mean, because you with your father now, both of you work together.
Well, I think the better question is how long since I've not been doing it. I mean, I've always been doing it, ever since I was a boy. And I already, the only times I don't skip it when I sleep.
So you absolutely love it. It's in your blood, definitely.
Definitely. I mean, I am totally immersed in it because I grew up in the studio.
And you had a very good teacher,
your
father.
Definitely. I mean, I remember some of my earliest memories is that of my father holding my hand and literally showing me how to do the work,
That's a nice
and always
story.
encouraging me, pulling me along, and so on.
That's fantastic. But tell me, where do you get your inspiration from? For example, a piece of work like this, which I absolutely love. It's smooth, it's artistic, it's very contemporary, I must say. It's abstract, it's absolutely beautiful. Where do you get your inspiration from?
Well, the wood kind of tell you what to do.
What to do.
That is one of the things.
Yeah.
An artist, you always have this vision. Forever you see in things, you see in forms,
Yes.
Yes, it's something that is not something that you have to study. It's something that is
you feel it.
Yes,
it's a feeling.
Yes, once you see a wood, you know what you would do.
Yes.
And it's so easy. When all what you do is to remove what you don't want and live what you want.
Yeah. Well, Jalim, I noticed you've taken the skill from your father and he's doing it just as well as he is. So tell me, where do you draw your inspiration from?
Well, I believe that life is art, and art is life. And so, I mean, it's very hard for me not to find inspiration.
Yes.
Because there's beauty all around us in nature.
It's true.
There's beauty in people. There's beauty in poetry. There's beauty in music. So, you know, I find myself totally immersed in this beautiful world that we live in. And so, I mean, my inspiration comes from many different sources.
Okay. Now, in addition to the sculptures, and they're quite beautiful, I notice you also do the portraits.
Yes.
Like, and they look like three-dimensional, which is even more interesting. So tell us a little about that.
Well, the three-dimensional sculptures are, you know, pretty much self-explanatory. They're three-dimensional, and these could be put in the center of rooms and so on to create an ambience, an environment. I mean, and also with your show, I mean, what you're discussing now is interior design and how sculpture functions within that environment.
Yes.
And you know, we find that we are evolving as a society, you know, and right now people are beginning to consider artwork, particularly in St. Lucia. You know, it's something that's been going on in the world for a while now, but right now we're reaching to that point where people want to put a certain beauty in the home.
And they want unique pieces.
Definitely. And by having a sculpture or painting or a piece of artwork in your home as opposed to a piece of china or like a piece of functional artwork or craft, it shows you a cultural value. And it brings character and personality into your home, you know, and also it brings in warmth, you know, a nice conversational piece.
I couldn't have said it any better.
So these three-dimensional sculptural pieces will be more appropriate for like open spaces and so on, and or little corners of your home, little enclaves that you think that they might go in. But these are our wall pieces.
Yes, the wall pieces are beautiful.
Definitely, and we have a wide variety, and some of them are based on our culture and our traditional. You know, like, you know, local motifs. Like what you see around you, the flora and the fauna, the mountains, the trees and so on, and they all have a story behind it. And then you have these pieces like the aquatic pieces. Then you have the portrait pieces, which you know, more show the people of the island. This one is called Pepper Seeds, and it's actually a carving that I did of my friends of mine painting. A friend of mine called Jag. Well, I've been very fortunate to be given the opportunity to represent St. Lucia. Many places around the world. My big break came when I was given the opportunity to propose for a sculpture park in China, an area called Chongchun, China. And basically it is the world's largest sculpture park.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, and you have thousands of people around the world, from America, from Europe, proposing for this very august thing. I give it a shot, and lo and behold, I was selected.
You were selected.
I was one of the, thank you. And then I went to China, and I created not one but two sculptures, because the organizing committee, when they saw my work, I guess they were sufficiently impressed, you know, to commission a second piece.
And what was the name?
The first piece was called Nurture. You had to do something along the theme that coincided with the theme, and the theme was family. So I chose to do a piece called Nurture, which showed the spherical role of a mother, from, you know, being a child bearer and being the nurturer of a child and protector of a child and so on.
And the second piece?
The second piece was called, it's a bit whimsical name, Mommy I Want Ice Cream, which I did for the China urban, it's the largest urban sculpture museum in China. They commissioned a piece, so that's also in China. Then I got another opportunity to propose again, this time for the China Automotive Sculpture Park. Again, two of my concepts was selected, and I did two pieces. One of them was called Playcar, and the other one was called Steering. Yes, and they were all commentaries on the role that the vehicle played in human development.
Well, John, just this brings me to the point. I was recently, well, a couple of months ago, at Government House, where we were actually doing an interior for one of our episodes, and I happened to see a gift which was a sculpture which was done by you, and it was actually a gift which the Governor General was bringing up for the royal wedding, and I was thoroughly impressed.
Thank you.
Could you tell us a little about that?
Well, I got this call, I remember it was a Friday, Friday afternoon, early afternoon, from the Governor General, asking me to create if I could conceptualize something for her to present as a gift to the royal couple, William and Kate.
William and Kate, yes.
You know, which was, I mean that was the story taken the world by storm at that time, right? So I mean, I was so surprised and so honored at the time, but not long after I felt a trepidation, the trepidation in my stomach, you know, brewing, you know, because I only had around 3 weeks to, you know, create this piece, you know. So, but I work well under pressure. So I conceptualized something for her, and then she approved it.
Right.
And the design concept was called Crown Jewels. And basically, what Crown Jewels was, it showed the intertwining of man and woman. You know, which is the bond that marriage fosters. But I wanted to do something that showed that bond, but at the same time had a human quality to it. So you know, so depending on the perspective that you view the sculpture,
that's true.
You know,
you see
different things. So it sort of plays on the mind. Sort of like a metaphor, it's poetry. So if you look at it from the front, it's like two rings intertwined, and then if you look at it from the side, it's like two people kissing or two people sharing a very intimate moment, you know.
So Jalim, we're in the workshop now, and as I can, you know, you have your guys who help you with the carving and stuff. So tell me, what piece are you working on now?
Well, right now, I'm working on a commission piece for the Olympic Committee, International Olympic Committee. And these pieces will be presented as gifts to the various officials that will meet of the Junior Olympics.
So Jalan, tell us, how do you actually conceptualize? I see you have your little iPad here.
Oh, yes.
And I think it's really interesting that you marry technology with an art form that is pretty ancient.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it's very vital because, you know, nowadays, like most of the clients, they actually want to see how the sculpture will look in the environment. In the environment, yes. Whether it be outdoors or indoors. And it's an advantage to have such technology because you could do it easily, you know. Right now, my iPad, I use a program called Sketchbook Pro. And, you know, if you look here, this is, I'm now conceptualizing something for the Sufi area where Sabi died. So I mean, so this is actually a photograph of the area. On my iPad, I could just sketch what I want. You know, so if I want to do this, you know, I could paint it. I mean, there's various applications in here. Like I could go and take my spray brush, expand the breadth of it, and there you go.
Wow.
You know, I could also shift this around, make it a little bigger. You know, I mean, there is limitless possibilities when it comes to technology and art, you know.
Well, Jalim, I'd just like to thank you. Thank you for letting us into your studio and having a look or a glimpse into what your life is like. We'd like to thank you for making St. Lucia proud. Keep on making St. Lucia proud, and we look forward to a lot more of your work.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. When we get back, we'll be visiting an award-winning dynamic duo. Now back to our home accessories. I'm here with Andrew Mordazier, and of course, Andrew does some beautiful wood carvings, as you can see. Hi, Andy, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing, John?
I'm fine. Now, we're looking at some of your work over here. Very tropical, beautiful, vibrant colors, and of course, the carving, stunning. So, first of all, let me ask you, how did you get involved in the carving business, and how long have you been doing this for?
Well, I've been developing this craft for the last 10 years. And what got me involved, you know the saying, idle hands are the devil's workshop?
Yes.
Well, this is a blessing from Jehovah to keep my hands active.
Okay.
So, I always loved carvings. I always loved art. My older sister exposed me to art at a very early age. And she always said she left some of it in the womb for me. And painting, I was always afraid of painting, but I got an opportunity to do a carving workshop at Eurovic Art Studios about 10 years ago, back in 2001. 2 weeks I associated with the top carvers on the island, plus a master carver from Jamaica. And when I left that workshop, I got a lot of experience being with the guys, and through the years I've been trying to do different things. One of my motivations was to do something different.
Yes.
You go to the market and you see what has been offered to the tourists. It's almost always the same thing, the same theme, pitons, the masks, and I want to do something a little different, something that hasn't been done in St. Lucia before.
Yes, yes.
So with the birds, my first bird I carved was this parrot here. And
the Amazona versicolor.
Of course,
beautiful.
Amazona versicolor.
And you gave him, is that an apple in his mouth or?
It's supposed to be a fruit that's indigenous in St. Lucia that they actually eat.
Okay.
But it's not in its natural setting because you see a hibiscus next to it. But it's just something pretty for the tourists that they would like.
Yes.
And then I decided to go into the hummingbirds.
Yes.
And I did a line.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Hummingbirds are beautiful birds.
Oh, so you're complimenting them, not me. Oh. It's good, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. So these are an endemic hummingbird in St. Lucia. It's a purple-breasted carib. And they're all over the Caribbean. And I did them with different flowers. For example, we have Heliconia caribia, we have the lobster claw heliconia, we have our yellow heliconia we call the bird of paradise.
Always love the heliconias, eh?
And I actually grew some in my garden, so I had some, the real colors and the real shapes to work with. Yes. And it's something Caribbean.
Very Caribbean,
you know?
Very Caribbean. Now I'm looking at the parrot and I'm seeing, I mean, I don't know if the viewers can see, but this is so intricate. I mean, when you feel it, you can feel where you made the indentation. Even this, how long did this take?
How long did that take me? I think it took me a night, you know.
Really?
Just to do the feathers here, but the entire parrot probably, because it's a hobby and I have a full-time job and I do it, let's say, like every other night when I get a chance. I think it probably took me about a month just to complete that whole piece.
Okay.
But then with the hummingbirds, because I've sped up my process with experience, each bird took me, I think, about 2 days to cut out the form and to carve it down.
Really nice.
And a day to paint it.
And what I like about these items is that they're light. You can carry them.
The reason is they're made with a local indigenous wood called Loy Mabwe.
Loy Mabwe, okay.
Yeah, which has been used for centuries here on the island to make fine furniture and fine craft. So it's
right.
very light. You know, the tourists like it because it's not a heavy piece of mahogany they have to carry off.
It's true. It's true. Now you have another piece which I'm looking at right now, and that is like a masterpiece to me, and it has a little bit of history because I understood it won an award.
Oh yes.
So you're going to tell us about that one.
All right. So the story with this piece. Before I started painting, I'm seeing birds.
Right.
Usually my carvings would be polished, but you can't polish birds.
No,
you know, Jehovah made them with all these beautiful feathers, right? So, plus I can't paint, but I want them looking good. So I decided to ask a very good friend of mine, Kendall John, to do an audition. I gave him a sample piece to see what he can do, and he did the parrot, which blew my mind and blew everybody's mind.
I mean, he put the right color. It's like real three-dimensional. He gave it the depth and everything.
He's very good, very good. So then what I did, I got a big piece of wood. If I could just bring it up, we could see it one time. This is a whole board of Loy Mabwe.
Right.
And we have a heron.
Yes.
The green heron.
Yes.
We have the purple-breasted carib. Also a green-breasted carib. You have the heliconia, bamboo, and of course the jacko.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let's let Kendall tell us the rest of the story, right? All right. So Kendall, tell me, what was your input in this beautiful piece of work?
Well, actually I did the painting, I did the artwork. A lot of people know me for video production and editing, but actually my first love was art. And from the time I was a little boy, I was doing the painting, etc. And so Andy approached me with this challenge. And I've seen Andy's work and it's really phenomenal. And I was very happy to participate in this and see what I can do to bring it to life.
And you brought it to life.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
Well, Kendall, I heard that you guys won an award with this piece.
Yes, we entered it into the National Arts Festival for 2012, and we got the award for that. So we were pretty happy about that.
Wow, wow, wow. Yes. So this has some pretty good history behind it. You won an award?
Yes, yes. So a lot of people found it. It was nice that they did a collaborative effort. They don't hear many artists doing that, and so just doing that was something phenomenal.
So tell me, if, for instance, you have a client that approaches you and they want something custom made, not necessarily the bird or flora or fauna, but they want something custom. Would you guys be able to do that for them?
Yes, well, definitely we can sit with the client and Andy and myself are going to work together and see what will be appropriate for a carving and also what will be work for a painting as well.
I can actually see this on a wall. It would add color, it would add vibrancy. This is really a beautiful piece of art decor.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
When we return, we will look at an interesting transformation of glass. Stay tuned. Some works of art have a ready market value while others are unique and may not be readily replaceable. Arts and sculptures may need to be appraised to ensure that they are adequately insured. Apart from fire and acts of God, art should also be insured against theft. Taking pictures of and documenting your art, even if only the most valuable pieces, is always a good idea. If possible, include recent appraisals, receipts and any other paperwork you may have for the art. It is possible that the cost to insure all of your sculptures may be prohibitive. If this is the case, take out a first loss policy. This will provide a discount on the premium while allowing some protection by setting a limit for any one loss that may occur, and choose your limits carefully. Purchase as much coverage as you can comfortably afford. Better to have some protection than none at all. Plus, even if not enough to replace the item, the insurance proceeds could be used to introduce anti-theft protection to prevent any recurrences. And as you can see behind us, we have a beautiful line of hand-painted glassware. And of course, Kim is responsible for the entire line. Hi Kim, how are you doing?
Hi John, I'm good, thank you.
Okay Kim, first and foremost, let me congratulate you and tell you how much I love your line of glassware. The colors are vibrant, and of course we have this, the local theme going on.
Yes,
I'm seeing flora, fauna, and they all done in beautiful colors.
Yes, absolutely. I love colors, and this is one of the reasons why I started painting in this way. I love the jewel tones that you can get with the glassware.
Beautiful. So tell us, how long have you been doing this, and what, first of all, inspired you? How did you start?
Right, well, I've been painting glasses for about 5 or 6 years. I started right after my little boy was born, and I wanted something to do while I was at home with the kids.
Yes.
I got a set of glass paints, and I haven't stopped painting since. I started painting all my glasses at home, and then I painted for friends, and now I sell them.
And of course, very versatile line, because you have different types of glasses. I see the wine glass, the whiskey glass, the water glass, even jugs, storage canisters, beautiful. Dishes. Tell us a little about this piece.
This is actually a custom piece for a customer of mine. This is going to be a stained glass panel for their kitchen. I'm doing a series of them, so this is the first one.
Beautiful, beautiful dolphins. So tell us, where do you draw your inspiration from?
To be honest, sitting right here on the balcony, I love my view, and I have a beautiful view of plants. I can see the sea, I see boats and the beautiful sunshine, and I just love the colors, and I tend to paint the colors that I see.
Okay, so tell us, I see you have different themes going on. So maybe we can go through the themes that you have, and you can probably just give us a little description of each. Yeah?
Sure, absolutely. This is actually my most popular line, which is the Bluefish design. It's actually the name of my company is Bluefish Glass, so it's kind of appropriate. And these are the fish that I paint the most. A lot of people seem to like those, and they're the ones that I have for my home as well.
Yeah, they're absolutely stunning. Love, love.
Thank you. But of course, you can always mix and match. This is a selection that I have. It's always fun, especially if you like color like me, to mix and match and have all different designs. So these are a few of my different designs.
And what I've noticed that the bases of your glassware, they actually coincide or complement the colors that you are using in the design.
Yes, I like to paint the glasses on the base. It tends to give a color to the glass. Even when you fill it with water or wine, it colors it and makes it fun.
Yes, that's true. So let's have a look at the other themes that you have going on.
Over here we have my sailboat designs. A lot of people like these, especially men, and they go well, especially if you're by the sea.
And another thing, King, these must make lovely gift items, huh?
Yes, absolutely, and they can be personalized as well. A lot of people like to have a name or the name of their house or the name of their boat.
So they really do serve as unique gifts.
Definitely.
Absolutely stunning.
This is palm tree line, obviously. This is actually a set that I'm just completing for a customer of mine.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice. Now this one looks pretty interesting.
Oh yes, this is obviously another custom design. This is actually, as you can tell, for Big Chef Steakhouse.
Yes, this is nice. Well, Kim, I've had my eye on this piece since I got here, and I have to tell you, it's absolutely stunning. Not only is the shape of the vase and everything really nice, but I love the fact that you use the parrot, because you know it's our national bird.
Yes.
Beautiful. So tell us, what's the process like? Just give us a little insight into the process. How do you get from ordinary vase into something like this?
Okay, well basically I can paint any glass item. I start with a sketch and then I'll create an outline on the glass itself.
Yes.
I'll paint it, let it dry. It has to dry for about 24 hours and then it's fired in an oven for a couple of hours, and that's pretty much it.
So what does the oven do? It just kind of seals everything?
It's a special paint that is a fire paint. It's a low fire paint. Okay. So it needs to be heated, and after it's heated it is washable, it's dishwasher safe, and it's very durable.
So tell me, this is scratch proof, more or less?
Yes, absolutely. And you can use your glasses. They're not just decorative pieces.
That's important. Well, Kim, I'm looking at the beautiful champagne glasses that you have here, and it's like every piece is unique. I'm loving this one. This could be a lovely Valentine's Day gift.
Yes, I did a set of those for Valentine's. Yes, I think that's my last one left.
The red and gold, beautiful. I'm loving this one which says happy birthday. Like birthday.
A few of my girlfriends have received those for their birthdays.
Very nice. And of course you have others, again, the parrot, dolphin. I mean, your colors are just so vibrant, like I said before, and it really makes your pieces very, very special.
Thank you.
They stand out beautifully.
Thank you.
If I'm interested in getting something like this, where are your products available?
My products are available in various gift shops throughout the island, mostly at the hotels. I also have them at Irie Blue in JQ Mall, or people can contact me directly. I have a Facebook page, it's Bluefish Glass.
Great.
And I do custom orders through email all the time.
Oh, that's perfect. Well, Kim, this is nice. I feel quite elegant drinking in one of your creations. This is nice.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank you for at least giving us a little bit of your time, showing us your creations. Again, very, very beautiful. And I'd like to wish you all the best.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Well, that's it for this episode of Design Style. We hope you enjoyed the art and sculpture just as much as we did. Until next time, stay safe. If you need advice or help on any of your home projects, just email your questions or comments to designstyleslu@gmail.com and we will address them on the show.